Good morning, Abigail. Thank you so much for your advice yesterday. Feeling somewhat better. Let's see. Okay, good morning. Hi. Whew. Okay, how are you? Casey. For you, yeah. Oh. Any requests today? Anything you want to make sure we do? How are we doing? Oh, thanks for the kush. Okay. If you're in town next weekend, next Sunday, it's the finale of our Wellness on the Waterfront on Sunday morning. I'll be teaching out there on Sunday, and Adriana will be doing a cameo. If you haven't experienced Adriana's public classes, I do encourage you to come here and be with Adriana. That's a real boon that she's subbing for me. So Adriana will be here for me, and I'll be out on Ray Street Pier. It's been beautiful out. What else is happening? Elizabeth is offering a Foundations of Mindfulness series on Monday nights from 6:45 to 8:15, October 6th through November 3rd. It's called How to Find Ease When Things Don't Often Feel Easy. Is Elizabeth? Yeah, very relevant. Yeah, thank you for this offering. I encourage everyone to do that. It's a great, and I think there's something about the Monday nightness of it that will really help set the tone for a week. So that's, did that start already?
Starts tomorrow.
Okay, so tomorrow, so fact checking, tomorrow's October 6th. In case anyone got lost in space. Also, if you're lost in space, Adriana is teaching a Return to Earth workshop. Early autumn yoga nidra and restorative yoga. I think it's so I love being woo-woo as a yoga teacher and spiritual human, and we have to laugh at ourselves, right? Return to earth in case you've been gone for a while. So that's on Sunday, October 12th from 2 to 4. It's yoga nidra and restorative yoga. It's many times. It's a series, thank you. It's a Sunday followed by, can you make sense of that?
I think it's a one-time Sunday workshop and then a weekly Tuesday
Yeah,
thing.
one-time Sunday, then October 17th. Is it a weekend?
Return to Earth. So I think I need this one because I can't even make it out. But it's yoga nidra and restorative yoga, and it's a bunch of times. Her pranayama practice group is an 8-week virtual series that's on Tuesday mornings at 7:45 to 8:30 a.m. October 7th to November 18th. And it's virtual, and if you miss it, there's recordings. And again, wonderful practice that will last you a lifetime. Highly recommend. Thank you. Harmonious Healing Crystal Bowl Sound Bath with Elizabeth is Sunday, October 19th from 6:30 to 7:30. And Restorative Yoga is Sunday with Eric, October 26th, 5:30 to 7. A lot of exciting stuff coming up. November looks very exciting, but let's just be in October for right now and just know there's really, really a lot of cool stuff happening in November. Does anyone here have any announcements? Okay, we are returning to Greece for a yoga retreat. Alex and I, the Inner Odyssey yoga retreat. Next July 20th to 26th, on the easternmost of the Cyclades in the Aegean Sea. It was the most wonderful trip of a lifetime last summer, and we thought we had to give everyone a second chance. You can save $300 if you register by October 15th. If you have questions about it, especially the travel part, feel free to reach out to me directly. And then also so that's live. And then another thing that's going live this week is our Mexico retreat. We're going January 26th to February 1st. That's a strength and yoga retreat. I'm going to collaborate with Katie of KG Strong, my personal trainer, and myself and Alex, Beachfront and Isla Mujeres for 6 nights, all inclusive. So lots of opportunities to just retreat in order to reinvigorate, in order to like re-engage with this thing we call life, in order to just stay engaged and get by and get through. The retreating helps with that. It's not an escape, it's a resetting and a reinvigoration and an remembrance that there's like still tons of beauty and goodness in this world. And we fight to remember that. That's why we do yoga. And the No Kings March, is that in 2 Sundays from now? October 18th. Philly-wide. Do you have any announcements? No. Okay. Do you have any announcements?
If you live in West Philly or like West Philly, our fleet is having their Hot Mugs fundraiser on also is it the Sunday the 19th or the 18th?
Oh, great question.
But
We all need the return to earth version.
in like 2 weeks, 2 Sundays. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Pulls around mugs and stuff.
Love mugs. There really is goodness in the world. Okay, if you're new, I welcome you with all my heart. I'm so glad you're here. I take requests, and everything I offer is an invitation, not an obligation, so feel free to take it or leave it. I mostly facilitate the practice. Melissa chimes in, and Camden's on the mat, so for folks at home to follow along, and if you're confused about what it sounds like should be going on, you can always look to Camden for optimal reflection. I think that needs to be written down. Like, we can always look to you for reflection. This week we have the October full moon. I think it's called the harvest moon or something. Does anybody know? And I feel like I don't get to see the moon as much living in, I don't know if it's like a South Philly thing. Like sometimes I'm looking for the moon, and oftentimes I'm looking for the moon and I can't find it. But I was at my friend Emma's in New Jersey last night, and it was like clear, and the moon was so big and bright. And I always feel a very strong connection to the October full moon. I think it's one that I do seem to get to see every year for some reason. It must be like the timing. And it makes me think about how the yoga tradition sort of honors the moon, like Shiva wears a crescent moon in his hair, and the moon is like a big symbol. We have poses named for the moon in the yoga tradition. And it's this idea that the way we can't see like the sunlight directly. We see the sun and all that it touches. And the moon itself, the body of the moon, is one of the clearest ways to reflect the light of the sun. But she does it, or the moon does it, in slivers and phases. And so there's not always this full reflection of the luminosity, the splendor of the sun. Like, we get it in slivers and slices and phases. It's like how we consume and digest life. And so in our practice, it is a practice of enlightenment, of course. It's also a practice of empowerment. And it's this idea that, like, we're not, like, you can always look in your own eyes after practice. You'll often hear me say this, like, go to the bathroom before class and look yourself in the eye in the mirror, and then go again after class, and you'll see that there's like a light, a glint, a glimmer in your eye that shines through after your practice. And I think one thing we can all relate to is that we don't feel like full of splendor and luminosity all the time. True, but like sometimes, occasionally, like once in a blue moon, do you just feel like so luminous, that splendor? Like once every few practices, you just get that hit. Like, we're not meant to be full of light at all times, but we're supposed to remember that we have the capacity to fully reflect our intrinsic light. So as to not forget that, but to know that it comes in cycles. And that even if and when we're feeling dark or the absence of light, that we remember that we are the body that reflects the light, and that we do it in cycles, we do it in phases. We're gonna play with that a little bit in our practice today. The word for this in Sanskrit, one of the words for this is purnatva. It's like the fullness, the perfection. The perfection reveals itself in an imperfect way. That's kind of like the definition of fullness. And your fullness grows in increments. Like what a full pose feels like or looks like for you today might be different than what the fullness looked like yesterday or last week. It could be more, it could wax or wane. It could be different from what it looks like next week. Okay, here we go. Make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible. You can recline if you prefer. You can sit tall, you can lean back. The point is to just make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible for a few moments as you connect to yourself and where you are and how you are. You might bring your palms to your low belly in order to help you find and feel the gift of life that each breath offers in the palms of your hands. That allows for a deeper, fuller breath. You can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart center. You can let the hands rest on your thighs or the earth. And as you are where you are, look for the breath, and just by turning the light of awareness to the breath, notice how naturally the breath deepens and expands in the light of your awareness. The eyes can soften, perhaps soften and close your eyes if that feels okay for you. It's a gesture of turning into darkness in order to see more clearly. It's like this recognition that we all have as cognitive, conscious, alive beings. That even when we're in the new moon phase of the moon, when it's dark, when the body of the moon is dark, when it doesn't reflect the sun, we recognize, we know that the light of the sun still exists, even when we can't see it. And the fluency that comes from the practice of yoga is that remembrance, the recognition that the light is intrinsic. It's always there, even when it can't be seen. It can be known. Deepen the breath in and down, let it fill you up. And as you exhale, let your outer body soften and settle. As you draw the gift of life that each breath offers to you in and down, feel it rise up inside. The breath ignites the heart, the Icha Shakti, the splendor of the heart. And the splendor of the heart has an opportunity to inform and illuminate and inspire your mind and your body. And here in this conscious gift of breathing embodiment, we have an opportunity here and now together to align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch ourselves through aligned engagement so that the gift of life can flow in us, as us, through us, more deeply, more fully, more freely. On your next breath, we'll bring the hands to the heart. If you're reclined, you can rest palm over palm at the heart center. If you're seated, you can do that or join the hands together in Anjali Mudra. It's a gesture of sincere self-reverence that recognizes and acknowledges that the splendor of the heart is always present. It's the source of supreme love and divine wisdom. It's the voice of the true teacher. It is here in times of darkness and in times of splendor and in all the time in between. It's a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves, the indwelling light, before us as a guide for at least the time we spend together. And together we're going to set the tone for our practice today by sharing the voices of our hearts, the sounds of our hearts, and the sound of one collective Om. You can feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Bow to your heart and keep the connection inward unwavering, even as you release the hands, blink open the eyes. Like there really is something about like such a gorgeous day like today where like the sun is so full and bright, and then the moon will be so full and bright that like, I mean, maybe this is just me because I'm a Cancer, so I'm governed by the moon, and in as much I'm a very moody person, anyone else have like strong Cancer placements? Like I can't help but to be in a good mood, in a good mood, in a good mood when it's like gorgeous and luminous out. Like it just, it's not that like everything else disappears, I just remember the goodness and the beauty on a beautiful day. So for today and the next couple of days, especially like these next couple of days, they're gonna be heavy. To be able to like be in the heaviness and the luminosity at the same time. That's the paradox of the yoga. It's the expanding of our capacity to hold both the fullness of the moon and the brilliance of the sun. Like the moon is a heavy object, and yet it floats in space and stays connected to us. Let's come on to all fours in a tabletop position. Find your breath. And here's the key as we start to move together. Let the breath be as deep and as full as requires the least amount of effort to start. Okay, as deep and as full as requires the least amount of effort. Melissa's gonna warm us up.
Look at your hands. Make sure they're underneath your shoulders. Glance down. Make sure you're wide and equidistant from one another. Peek back through your legs. Make sure you can't see your feet, like they're in line with your legs. Then find a neutral spine, crown of the head long to the front of the room. Now on an exhale, press down through your hands, so much so that you start to round your spine. Curl in for cat pose. On an inhale, your pelvis tilts forward, your gaze lifts for cow. Exhale, press down to curl in. Flow through your cat and cow for 3 more full rounds of breath. At the end of your next exhale, feel free to bring in any organic movements that might feel right for you. This could look like swiveling out through your hips, shifting your body forward, backward, even side to side. Continue to move as you see fit, but send breath to those spaces that can't be seen, but can be felt. Send me more consciousness stuff. Yeah. Come back to table. Now from table, walk your hands 2 to 3 handprints in front of your shoulders. Then curl your toes under, and on an inhale, send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Exhale, bend deep into your knees for this first down dog of the day. Now everyone look at your hands. On an inhale, press your hands down and away from you. Exhale to draw your shoulders up your back, like where the back of your heart center is. And then from the back of your heart center, press back down into your arms and back down into the earth as you exhale up and out through the backs of your hips. Maybe your heels lower 1 centimeter closer to the earth. On an inhale, your right foot lifts up and back. Exhale, step through to low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, bend deep into your front knee. Everyone think about your back leg. Lift your back heel, the back of your knee, and then the back of your thigh high to the sky. Think straight and strong here through the back of your leg. As you inhale, reach up towards the sky. Then exhale, lower your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, your other foot lifts up and back. Exhale, step through to low lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, bend deep into your front leg. Remember your back leg. Lift your back heel high like you're in a Barbie shoe. Then keep this as you inhale. Hug your feet towards one another to strengthen your legs. And then exhale, draw space up from your hips to your armpits. And then from your armpits up and out through your fingertips. On your exhale, lower your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Pivot both feet to the left. Bring your right hand to your right hip for Vashisthasana. Lift your hips high to the sky. Imagine you're like a crescent moon. Now on an inhale, press your feet down and forward. Exhale, lift your hips up to the sky as you lean back onto your shoulder blades. You can reach your arms forward of your face as you lean. Now on your exhale, turn towards the mat. Lower both hands down. Send your hips back, downward dog. Hands to lift up through your hips and then extend through the backs of your legs. Pivot both feet to the other side. Plant your hand and come to Vashisthasana. Press your feet down into the earth, so much so that you could lift your hips up more to the sky. Draw your right shoulder up and back, and then your left shoulder up and back as you lean back. On your next exhale, turn towards your mat, lower both hands down, bring your hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your body forward to high plank. Exhale, lower down to the mat in the style of you. Bring your hands wide to the mat's edges. Inhale, curl up for cobra. Slide your shoulders up and back. Then exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes, press yourself up through table to plank, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, your right foot lifts up and back. Exhale, step through to low lunge. Plant your heel to the ground, lift your arms to a T for warrior two. Everybody stretch your stance until your front thigh is parallel with the mat beneath you. Then bend deeper into your front knee. On an inhale, hug your legs in towards one another like you could shorten the distance between both feet. Then exhale, press down through your legs and back down into the earth. Inhale, press your front leg straight, reach your arms up to the sky, bend your right elbow, pat yourself on the back and take a tricep stretch. Guide your elbow closer towards your ear. Then as you do this, relax your shoulders and your back. On an inhale, side bend towards the back of the room. Exhale, press down through both feet into the earth. On your exhale, bring your arms to a T, bend your front knee, bring your forearm to your thigh for extended side angle. Your hand can stay on your hip here or your arm can reach overhead. On an inhale, engage the muscles of your legs up to the core of your pelvis, and then from the core of your pelvis, press down through your legs and back down into the earth. Exhale to lean back onto your shoulder blades. Turn towards your front leg, lower your hands down to frame your front foot, lift your back heel, step back to downward facing dog. Your breath. On an inhale, your left foot lifts up and back. Exhale, step through to low lunge. Ground your back heel down, lift your arms to a T, warrior two. Stretch your stance to take up space. Then feel both feet on the ground. On an inhale, hug your feet in towards one another to stabilize yourself. Then exhale, grow tall up to your armpits and then out through your fingertips. Inhale, press your front leg straight. Exhale, reach your arms overhead. Bend your left elbow, pat yourself on the back, and take a tricep stretch. On an inhale, hug your feet in towards one another. And on an exhale, guide your right thigh back in space as you dial your elbow closer towards your ear. On an inhale, reach back, radiate your warrior. Side crescent bend towards the back. Then release your arms back to a T. Bend your front knee. Bring your forearm to your thigh for extended side angle. Connect your thigh to your forearm and your forearm back to your thigh. And as you make this connection, the tendency here is for your left shoulder to drop down and forward. Can you bring your left shoulder up your back? Then your right shoulder up your back to lean back and stabilize yourself. On your exhale, turn towards your front foot. Lower your hands down to frame your front foot and step back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, shift your body forward to high plank. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale, curl up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, press yourself up and back to downward facing dog. From down dog, pivot both feet to the right. Plant your right hand and come to Vashisthasana. Press your right hand down and forward. Bring your right shoulder up and back, and then your left shoulder up and back to lean back. You can bend your left elbow and bring your left hand to the back of your head. Press your hand into your head and your head back into your hand. Exhale, lower both hands down to the mat. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Drink in your breath. Pivot both feet to the left, stack your hips, and reach up towards the sky, Vashisthasana. Press your feet down and away to lift your hips up towards the sky. On an exhale, lean back. Option to bend your right elbow. Bring your right hand to the center back of your skull, and then lean your head into your hand as you press your hand back into your head. Then maybe you pull that skin up to the length. On your exhale, lower both hands down to the earth. Send your hips up and back to downward facing dog.
That was awesome. I love that. Thank you. Find your breath. The breath ignites the heart. The indwelling light of the heart is always present. And the technology of yoga, it's a strategy for creating a consciousness that sustains awareness of and connects at all times. At the bottom of a breath, float the right leg high to the sky. As you exhale, step it through to lunge. With your inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. And on the exhale, take a big step forward to standing tall mountain right at the top of your mat. Big breath in, root through the legs to reach out through every fingertip, like right. And on the exhale, hands to heart center, reconnect. Release the hands. Let the right arm reach down the right leg towards the right ankle, the outer right knee, the outer right shin. And as you release the right arm heavily towards gravity, root more through your left leg and start to reach the left arm forward and overhead. And take a deep breath into what can't be seen but can be felt, sort of lighting up an unlit corner in the side body. Can you feel that? Let the right arm be really heavy, root through the left leg. You can slide the ears back and then slide the top biceps back. Release the arm down, forward and down, rise up. To the left. And as you release the weight of the whole left arm towards the left ankle, the outer edge of the left foot, shift your weight into your right leg. And then start to sweep the right arm forward and overhead. You can linger on the way. Root through the right leg. Reach down through the left fingertips. Slide the ears back. Slide the top inner arm back. and reach out through the fingertips. Standing crescent, like the crescent moon, the sliver of light. Release. Inhale, reach the arms up, standing tall mountain. As you root through the legs, imagine your arms are attached all the way down into your hip sockets and reach from the hips up through the fingertips. And in the standing tall mountain, get a little bit fuller. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, get long through the spine. Exhale, fold. Step I think it's the left foot back to lunge. Bring the right hand to the block inside the right foot. Spin the back heel to the ground. And find a point of connection. So did we step the left foot back? Yeah. Find a point of connection between your outer arm above your elbow and your inner thigh above your knee. Can you feel that connection? And you just adjust the height. Press to leg and hug leg into arm. Can you feel that? And when you make that connection, notice where the awareness goes. Does it just go to where the arm and the leg meet, or do you feel it a little deeper in your hip? Arm into leg, leg into arm. Reach the left arm up to the sky. And as you push through the left leg and press arm into leg and leg into arm, push that block down and sweep the left arm overhead, bicep to the ear. And as you push through the back leg and press front arm into front leg into arm, can you reach the left arm from the left hip socket out through the left fingertips? As you pull the feet towards each other, maybe the right arm meets the left arm overhead. Inhale all the way up, push the front leg straight. Exhale for triangle pose. Left hand to the hip, right fingertips back to the block, inside or outside the front foot. Your left hip. And now slide the left shoulder, like shrug the left shoulder up and back so that you feel the left shoulder blade slide to the spine. And then adjust the height of the block underneath you, underneath your right hand, so that the right shoulder blade can slide to the left shoulder blade. Feel that? Good. On the exhale, pass through lunge, step it back, forward facing dog. Pedal your feet a little bit from side to side, and just notice what a difference makes. As the light of awareness is increasing its capacity to see through the inner body. You can pedal your feet from side to side and notice if there's more fullness of awareness through the backs of the legs, for example. On an inhale, float the left leg to the sky. As you exhale, step it through to lunge. On the inhale, reach up, crescent lunge. Feel both feet on the ground, and as you exhale, take a big step forward, standing tall mountain. Push your legs through the earth to reach your fingertips to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center in acknowledgement, recognition, and honor of the intrinsic light of the heart. One of the names for heart in Sanskrit is another name for God as well, and it translates to indwelling light. Right here, interlace your fingers. So when you place the hands before the heart in Anjali Mudra, it's a recognition of the indwelling light of the heart. We hold it in us, before us, as a guide, as an offering. Interlace your fingers to make that connection deeper. And with the fingers interlaced, press the palms forward. Feel the upper back broaden. That's called shoulder protraction. The shoulder blades come apart and the back of the heart broadens, and you get more fullness of awareness at the back of the heart. Into that space, draw the shoulder blades. Connect to the back of the heart, and you'll feel the front of the heart comes more open too. This is like a more full awareness of and connection to the heart. Here's the key. Can you keep it as you start to press the palms overhead? Go slow. Keep the connection to the front and back. And right at your edge, so notice if you kind of lost it in the back or lost it in the front, knit the ribs back, slide the ears back, the biceps back. Whew, that makes me sweat. Press the index finger knuckles up and pull the little fingers down. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, get long through the spine. Exhale, fold, and I think step the right foot back. Is that true? Yeah, yay! Back heel to the ground, right fingertips to the floor, left fingertips to the floor or the block inside the front foot, and find that connection between the outer arm and the inner thigh. Look for that point of connection to yourself, and right to the hip, arm into leg, leg into arm. Push that block through the earth and draw the whole rib cage up and back. And with the right hand on the right hip, draw the right shoulder blade, let it glide against the back of the rib cage to the spine. Slide the ears back. And now let's reach that, reach the top arm straight forward out in front of you. And slide the ears back and push the block through the earth and glide the biceps towards the cheek, the upper inner arm towards the cheek, towards the ear. And as you push through the back foot and push through the block, draw the rib cage up and back. Maybe float the left arm overhead. Wherever you are as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. Rise up, warrior two. Push your front leg straight. Exhale, left fingertips back to the block for triangle, Utthita Trikonasana. Is it getting warmer in here? Yeah, I was like, that's not just me, that's totally all you, right? Bring your left hand to your left hip. Okay, so the awareness tends to occupy, like the front body dominates the light of awareness. So much of the strategy of our lineage of yoga is getting the light of awareness to deepen into the back body, to like the dark side of the moon, the side that can't be seen but can be felt. And then the more we dial the light of awareness into the back body, the more the center expands, the more luminous we become. So root through the back leg and pull the back foot energetically forward and feel the back leg ignite. And then with the right hand on the right hip, draw the right shoulder up and back and feel the right shoulder blade connect to the spine. And from the core of the pelvis, as you push through your legs, extend through your spine and your crown. And as you push through the left block, maybe reach up through the right arm. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. And on your exhale, pass through lunge and find downward facing dog. Look for your breath, rest in dog. You can pedal the feet, rest in child's pose if you prefer, or let your breath carry you through the linking vinyasa in the style that suits you. Take your time, stay with the breath. The currents of the breath naturally flow in the direction of the light of your heart first. And the intimacy with the breath connects you to the light of the heart, and the light of the heart grows. We'll meet in downward dog. Take your time. On your inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Pivot your feet to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. Yeah, step it through, pivot. Yep, wide-legged forward fold. Find your strap and take your strap between your hands behind your back for a stretch. In the fold, the heels are heavy. As you lean a little bit, help to micro bend your legs, and that'll help in the balls of the feet. Rather than pressing the knees back, we want to get more fully into the hamstrings by pressing the thighs back at a faster rate than we're together. As you inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. I'll fold between the legs, face soft, head heavy, and let the arms get heavy overhead. Here, release the strap for 1 sec. Okay, and try to hold like right here. Yeah. Oh, you can bring your hands all the way together. Yeah, and now hug here. How's that feel? That's way different. Yeah, yeah. And as you hug here, try to pull the strap apart. Can you feel that? Yeah. That's awesome. Belly breathing, inhale, full belly, exhale, soft belly. Inhale, pull the feet towards each other, reach the arms up a little bit. Exhale, fold deeper, arms get heavier overhead. The bottom of that breath, release the strap. Turn the right knee and toes through lunge. Lower the back knee down, padding with a blanket as needed. Yeah, pad the back knee as needed. Front foot and then bend your back leg, and with your left hand, find your left foot. Okay? Can you feel it back here? Okay. If you feel steady, maybe bring your right hand to your right thigh. Okay, now first of all, as best you can, notice where the light of awareness goes. Probably like for most of us. Press the back knee down, pull it forward, draw the rib cage up and back. Now notice, this is the hard part, where the light of doesn't go. Draw the shoulder blades together. Think right shoulder blade to the left shoulder blade. Ears over the shoulder blades brings the head more in alignment over the threshold, the light of the heart. Soften the brow, if you can. And here's like the darkest side of the moon, the back foot and toes. Can you spread the back toes like rays of light? Turn your back toes out a little bit. Nice. That's a neuro pathway. Gently. Kind of like dark when we're in it, when we're in the intense places. There's like we were talking about it last week, that knitted brow quality, the darkness. Notice the difference. It's like when you actually effectively stretch the quad and open the hip, has a direct impact on the hamstrings. And that makes us feel more, when the hamstrings open and the bones can sit back into like the center of the hip socket, into the muscles of the backs of the legs, the result is like feeling more grounded. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. With the exhale, the feet to the right for the wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. This time, we're going to go deep. Find the distance between your feet that most suits you. If you're tight, you might actually want to go a little bit between the feet. You actually might want to bring your feet a little closer together. Notice if the knees are light, keep the heels heavy. The knees tip into the balls of the feet, and then you should feel like you can lift your kneecaps up and press your thigh bones back. Now bring your hands to the outer. It could be, oops, I just hit my head on the wall. It could be higher up towards the knees or lower towards the ankles. So we're going for the outer shins. And as you brace around the outer shins, sort of hug the shins in and reach to the backs of the calves. And with all the strength of your upper body, press your calves forward. And as you press the calves forward, draw the shoulder blades together. Can you feel all that? You're connecting to the back body. So you're connecting to your calves, the muscles of the lower backs of your legs. You're lifting them up and forward and drawing the shoulder blades together. Bend your knees as much as you need to, everyone, to feel like the calves are moving forward and the shoulder blades are hugging together. Are we in there? Now, keeping that, this is the best part. Start to press your thigh bones back. Breathe. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. So glad that wasn't on camera. Did you see it? Release. Turn the the left knee and toes through lunge. Lower the back knee down. Pad with the blanket. Walk the hands high to blocks inside the front leg, and with your right hand, reach for your back foot for the thigh stretch. Oh, what's that? Where is that coming from up there? Oh, is that your watch? Oh, it's good news for all of us, right? I have a friend who like tracks the biometrics with something like a Whoop band and does like all kinds of exercise, and once told me that he gets like the most activity from these yoga classes of like all the different things that he does. I think it's so cool. We're doing something, and it's a spiritual practice. Like I'm like we are really working. Press the back knee down and forward. Draw the right shoulder up and back. Press the left foot down and forward. Draw the left shoulder up and back. And as the shoulders lift up and back, slide the bottom ribs back and up, slide the ears back, and now ignite the back foot, the toes spread. Turn your back foot out. It tends to turn in. Turn your back foot out like duck-footedness. There it is, friend, just like that. That's perfect. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. Gently release. Find your breath. The inhale carries you to plank. Claw the fingertips, root through the inner edges of your hands. The inner edges of the hands root down. The inner thighs lift up. Lift the inner thighs higher. Now anchor through the tailbone and feel that zip up from pubic bone to navel. And as you press your hands down, in, and forward, can you draw the whole rib cage up and back? Exhale, slowly lower. Chaturanga, keep the thighs lifting. Nice, Eileen. Inhale for cobra. Cobra dog, up dog. If you feel ready, press the tops of the feet down to earth. Pull the hands towards the feet and just slide the roof of your mouth straight back. And feel how that draws you into the back bottom of your heart. On the exhale, downward dog. Press the inner edges of the hands down. Lift your heels high. Pivot the heels to the left. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Pause. Now here's the key. Like when it's a super moon, doesn't it look like the moon? I'm always like, how is it not just falling right out of the sky? You know that like the moon is so low, it doesn't make sense. Think of that in your hips and your pelvis, and you feel the pull of gravity, and then let the hips rise up as high as you can. Push the bottom hand down and forward, lift your hips high as you can, higher, higher, higher. Exhale. That's crescent. So Vashisthasana called side plank, but actually it's a side crescent. Pivot your heels to the right, left foot in front of right foot. Left hand to the hip, press the inner edge of the bottom hand down and forward and lift your hips as high as you can. Push through your back leg, push through your bottom hand, and the hips rise up, rise up. Can you lift your hips one more inch? Yes. Downward dog. So the higher you lift your hips, which are the weightiest part of your being, the lighter you become. On the inhale, float the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Bring your hands to blocks out in front of you, high on blocks. Reach the blocks forward. Take a big step forward and up, supported warrior 3. Flex your back foot. Bring your left to your left hip. Open your left hip on top of your right hip and draw the left shoulder up and back. Everyone's left foot just went back. Everyone take your left foot forward until you can see your toes. Flex the foot, spread the toes, and lift the inner heel a little higher. Good. And now take the left shoulder up and back. The left arm to the sky. And as you root through your standing legs, squeeze the right heel in. Press the big toe ball mound down. Guide the inner right knee a little bit more open. Reach the left arm overhead like you're reaching towards the front of the moon. Slow motion. Keep the back leg lifted straight and strong. Flex the foot. Bend your standing leg halfway. Walk the block outside your right foot. Reach through your right fingertips, left fingertips, bend your right leg, lightly reach back, step back, extended side angle. Scooch it back. As you root through the left foot, reach through the left fingertips. Exhale, downward facing dog. That was half moon. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Find your blocks, big step forward and up, supported warrior 3. You gotta walk those blocks pretty far out in front of you. So like you're long from hips to armpits and the blocks are underneath your shoulders. And then I even recommend like for me, I like to scoot that left block a little more to the left. Right hand to the hip. Flex the right foot. Stack the hip so the right foot starts to turn to the brick wall as the right shoulder goes up and back. And as you flex the back foot, you can peek your body. And if you can't see your toes, bring your back foot forward more. Back knee and toes face the brick wall in studio. Right shoulder up and back. Look at the left knee and toes. Make sure those point straight ahead. Those tend to get caught up in the transition and turn in. You might need to make a micro adjustment. Bend that standing leg. Draw the heel more to the midline so that those toes aren't turning in. Good. And now reach the right arm overhead. Bend the left leg a lot. Keep flexing and lifting the back leg. Walk the block outside the left foot. Super slow motion. Reach back, step back. Extended side angle. Scooch the foot back, and as you push through the leg, reach through the fingertips. With the exhale, step it back to downward dog. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Pivot your heels to the left. You can either step your right foot in front or stack the feet this time. The key is to not let the hips, the pelvis drop from the sky. Push the bottom hand down and forward. Root through your bottom leg to lift up through the hips. If you feel steady, bend the top leg, heel to butt cheek, and with your right hand, right foot behind you. Hug the right knee to the bottom leg, lift the bottom leg to the top knee. Hug together, and as you press the knee forward, kick the foot back. Now step the top foot back behind you, big step back. Your feet, parallel your feet. Your right hand to your heart. On the mat. Behind you, step it forward. Wrap yourself around yourself. The full cycle of the moon. We take it in slivers. Downward dog. And we'll rest in child's pose. Drink the breath in to the sides and back of the waist and whisper it out. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. Not to reduce ourselves down to a feeling or one observation, but to notice how through the expansion of the light of awareness, we feel more, we notice more, we expand our bandwidth, our conscious awareness. When you're ready, you can sit back on your heels and we can see if there's any questions, comments, concerns, contributions. No questions?
What were we doing with bending the leg?
Yeah, so it's called Baby Kapinjalasana. Camden, do you like this one? Do you want to show? Okay, I love it. What an inspiration. We can all do our best. It's called Baby Kapinjalasana. It's named for the bird that lives in and sings the song of the heart. It lives on the nectar of the heart. Either side, Camden will come into side crescent, aka Vashisthasana. See how high the hips are? And can you also see how like the bottom hand is forward of the shoulder? This is super key to avoid the wrist pain. You don't want that hand behind or directly under the shoulder. You want it a little bit forward. And the hips high, so it's the crescent, it's the sliver moon. It's not the side plank. It's not, it's the crescent. And then she'll bend the top leg, heel to butt cheek. See how she takes the knee forward? That brings the heel a little closer. And then she reaches for the foot and hug the top knee to the bottom leg. Yes, and lift the bottom leg to the top leg. Gorgeous, and press foot in. And then you step back, look, and you tip over into fullness. Like the crescent just tips into the fullness. And then you wrap yourself around yourself. So it's the waxing and waning. And you get back into downward dog. So like, gorgeous, right? It's so beautiful. And I was thinking this even just in watching y'all do cat-cow, which is also just like such a beautiful movement meditation in and of itself. Like just every day, 5-10 breaths and cat-cow. It's like when you're rounding, you're illuminating the back body, darkening the front body. When you're arching, you're illuminating the front body and darkening the back body. So it's like the half moon. The idea is like in bringing the fullness of awareness in both directions that you dial into a more luminous center. And so like through that progression of like connecting to the song of the heart, letting it like you don't have to resist the tipping over into fullness. Like that's gravity. That like the key is like you hover like the moon and then you tip over into the unconditional support of gravity and you feel an opening, a fullness there. We'll play with it. It's a practice, and it's a progression. It's a progressive practice. We get it in slivers and slices. Downward dog. It's kind of like that action of baby dancer, but you're in the... Find your breath in downward dog. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. You notice, feel what you feel. It's just a gesture of receiving yourself as you are more fully. No judgment, just a total receiving, a full receiving of yourself as you are in this moment. And then you can lift the heels and pivot the heels to the right. Bring your left hand to your left hip. You can have foot in front of foot or feet stacked. And the key is to press the bottom hand down and forward. Make sure that bottom hand is forward of the shoulder and let the hips rise up. Pull the hips out of the pull of gravity by pushing through your bottom leg or back leg and pushing through your bottom arm and hand so that the hips rise like a crescent. Maybe bend the top leg, heel to butt cheek like Ken did. You pull the knee a little bit forward. It helps bring your foot more in reach of your hand. And then once you make that connection, that knee wants to splay up and back. Hug the knee to the midline, hug the knee to the bottom leg, lift the bottom leg to the knee, press the knee forward as you kick the foot back, and can you open from the heart? And then you will tip over, and in that moment, receive gravity and feel another up. Look for your feet. You can parallel the feet. You can bring your hand to your heart, and as you push through the legs and lift through the hips, press your hand into your heart and your heart into your hand. Then again, your right leg's, I don't know, the one on the mat, make that long. Step the back one forward. Wrap yourself around yourself, downward dog. Find a breath and rest in child's pose. And then each pose, each posture is a reflection of the intrinsic light. Each pose, each posture is meant to reflect and reveal to us just how multifaceted and dimensional we are. And then through the physical practice of the postures, it's the strategy, the opportunity to see ourselves more fully and clearly. And the more we do, the more we can refract and reflect that intrinsic light. Questions? Downward dog. Find your breath. Breath to heart. The breath ignites the heart. The brilliance of the heart inspires, illuminates, and forms the faculty of the mind, the agency of the body, so that our thoughts and our actions more clearly reflect and reveal the light of the heart. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. And as you exhale, catch your alignment. Find your blocks, big step. Flex the back foot. Turn your back toes in. Point your back knee and toes straight down to the ground. So I'm holding all these paper towels this way. More. Yes, you okay there? Yep. Press the blocks down and forward. Get long through your spine. Bring your right hand to your right. Or the right shoulder up and back. Bring your awareness to your back leg, what can't be seen but can be felt. When you press your back knee up, can you feel your back leg get straighter? Press the back knee up. Now squeeze the back shin, the back foot more to the right. And as you squeeze the back foot and shin more to the right and press the back knee up, draw the right shoulder up and back. Press the block down. Twist to the twist from left to right and reach the right arm to the sky. And look down at your front foot. See that the front knee and toes point straight ahead. Look down at your front hand. Push the block down and forward. Draw the ribs up and back. Press the back knee and thigh up. Squeeze the back leg more to the midline. Look to the right. Lean back over the shoulder blade. Slide the palate back, the ears back. Maybe glance with your left eye to your right thumb. Hug the back leg in more. Lean back more. Inhale to untwist. That's revolved half moon. Exhale, step back to downward dog. Oh yeah, whoa. What's that from? That? Forward and up for the supported warrior 3. And like there's this edgy place where if you hands forward just enough, you'll feel like there's a more in the arms and leg. Okay, so we want that. Actively push the blocks down and forward to draw the rib cage up and back. Bring your left hand to your left hip crease and pull the left hip crease back. Everyone turn the back toes in, and everyone bring your right foot more to the left. More. Right hip more to the earth, right foot more to the left. Right there, press your kneecap to the sky. Woo! Draw the left shoulder up and back. Push the bottom block down and forward. Think more of a cat action of like rounding the midsection. And then look at your left foot. See those pointing straight ahead. Look at the right waistline twist to the left. Maybe the gaze falls to left thumb. Squeeze the back leg to the midline, what can't be seen but can be felt. As you hug the back leg more to the middle, more to the left, press the knee and thigh up and lean back. Wrap yourself around yourself. Gorgeous. Inhale to untwist. Exhale. Let the breath turn you into rest and child, or let it carry you through the linking vinyasa in the style of you. How are we doing? Sweating? That is like, for the teachers in the room, if it's like cold outside and people want to get warm, revolved half moon pose, I would say, is like the #1 pose to induce sweating. Nothing makes me sweat. Like Hanuman is close, nothing like revolved half moon. can make let's all come onto the belly for a moment in full pranam. Let the whole front body soften into and against the lap of earth, into the unconditional support of gravity. You can make a pillow with your hands, your head to the side. With each consecutive exhalation, let the front body soften into the lap of the earth. If your head is turned to one side, let's turn it to the other. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. The body itself is a dharana. It's a container for the flow of breath, of life, of light. The body is the container that reflects through you. Let's roll onto the back, knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to need within hand's reach. Take a drink of water, please. Stay hydrated. As the temperature is cool, it's easy to forget to hydrate. But we do want to have within hand's reach the strap, the blocks, the balls. Is that it? Yeah. And just give a hand if you need any of those props. We can bring them over to you. Which ones? We need balls here, balls here. Thank you. Okay, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. The elbows. Lift the chest up. You'll feel the vertebra in your neck, the cervical spine. Press the elbow, the thoracic spine, draw in and up. So even just in gravity, on the earth, the whole spine's already in a back bend. Bring your legs all the way, the feet together. Pubic bone down, press the elbows down, the center back of the skull down. Snap the knees together, feel that connection. As though it still exists, reach the left leg to the spread the toes. Sky. Yep. It as much as you need to. Through the back of the leg, the heel. Press the and hug the bottom knee in, and as you press through the bottom foot, stand through the leg. Your hands underneath you if you prefer. And now here's the key. As you inhale, hug the bottom knee to the midline, and as you exhale, down and forward to raise the roof. Knee to the midline. As you exhale, press the foot down and forward. So feel a little butt cheek action. Okay. So, and the key to that is really the butt cheeks, like the core muscles in your glutes. Find your breath. Bend the elbows alongside. Press the elbows down. The pubic bone towards the earth. The feet down. Hug the legs together. Press the center back of the skull down. Reach your right leg to the sky. Yeah, so the knees can come apart there, but you really want hips, the belly, the earth, hands. And action is in linking the breath to the bottom leg. As you inhale, squeeze the bottom knee in. As you exhale, press the foot. Nice, Mari. Yes, yes. Yeah. And press the foot down and forward, and then right foot to the floor, rest. The butt. Full moon. Let's find the strap. Take the strap across the ball of the right foot. No, I'm sorry. Was that the leg that was just up? Yeah. Take the strap across the ball of the left foot. Take both. Your body. Roll to the right. Called recline. Supta Parasana. Recline. Sugar cane in the moonlight. And just a moment to imagine, to visualize, maybe even to embody the vision of the sugar cane, the sweetness, and the light of the moon. A dark, dark landscape, and something sweet being revealed in darkness by the light of the moon. In you, as you, through you. Kick your bottom foot back against your hand and press your top foot through the strap. Try to split your legs in opposite directions. From the right waistline, as you exhale, twist a little left. Let the left shoulder be heavy. Have the head in center. Can turn a little to the left. And when you're ready, release the back first, then the top foot, roll onto your back. That's my favorite. It's great for low back and shoulder stuff, neck stuff. It's so good. Like few cat-cows in that one. If you're like looking to start or have a home daily practice, on the darker days, on the heavier days, cat-cow, and this one, yum. We'll extend the the right leg to the sky. Take the strap across the ball of the right foot. Extend the right leg up. Bend the left leg. Foot over to the right side of your mat. Roll over to the left side. Right hand, reach for your left foot behind you. Find your breath, bathing in. Try to split legs apart. You kick your left foot back into your right. From the left waistline, twist to the right, and let the right shoulder release to the earth as you kick the foot into that and hug the hand into the. And then even let's bend the top leg a little bit and bring the knee more in line with the hip. Yes, and now push the. Yeah. With your breath as best you can, that top hip tends to pull up towards the rib cage. We want that hip to move away from the rib cage towards the foot of the mat. Bathing in breath. Reclined, revolved, sugar cane, and the moon. practice of the yoga practitioner is to know that we are living in times of darkness, and it really us to uphold and sustain and offer. That's a spiritual practice. Release the bottom foot, top leg. Stretch your legs. Deepest and fullest breath. Can you take in a little bit more? Get even fuller, even fuller. And let it pour out of you. The bottom, the emptiness, the economy of your fullness, the promise of the return to fullness. And let the breath pour in. And with the next exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. And just give yourself, like in this moment, give yourself the sweetest, most loving embrace. The you that you are, the you that you were, the you that you've always been, the you that you are becoming, all of your own cycles, waxing and waning, of fullness and emptiness, your true nature. Feet to the floor. You can keep the knees bent, feet on the floor. Release your arms down to the sides. The center down. And when you press the center back of your skull down, lower your chin just a little bit. You're not tucking the chin. We just want the chin more than less level with the orbit of the eyes, the top and bottom of the eye socket. So throat is open, but chin is not overly lifted. And as you press the center back of the skull, tone gently. Okay, those tend to be weak, very weak and tight muscles. So we want to find that activation. If you have neck stuff, just breathe here. Those muscles, those deep core muscles of the neck awaken. The head is about 10 pounds, and we generally carry it forward of the rest. It's like the light of the mind tends to lead the way and often eclipses the light of the heart. When you press the center back of the skull down, you're more in line. Those core muscles down. Just for a moment, you're going to lift your head like a millimeter and release. Thank you. And press the center back of the skull down. And so some of you lifted it like more than an inch. We're just doing like, just so you could slide a sheet of paper underneath. Press the center back of the skull down and you'll lift up and hold and rest. Time like and lift and rest. Okay, now take the center back of the skull and move it a little to the left, towards the left shoulder, and then turn your head to the right. And press the center right side of the skull into the earth. And you can stay right there, chin not overly lifted or tucked. Sort of like right, maybe slightly above behind the right ear. And press down. And if that's a lot, just stay right there. If it's too much, if you want to do a little strengthening, lift up a millimeter and rest. Make a little adjustment. You okay there? And press down and maybe lift up. Lift your chin a little bit. Yep, and release. And one more time together on your own. This has been revelatory for me. And come back to center. Can wrap the shoulder blades underneath you if they sort of came up or gripped up. Shoulder blades come together underneath the back of the heart center. Bring the center back of the skull from the center a little to the right and then turn the head to the left. Center side of the skull down and breathe, and you can stay right there. Like if that feels rough, breathe and be here. We don't do a lot of neck conditioning. If you want to add a little more conditioning, you'll do a little lift up and release. And then actively press down, take a breath, lift up for a breath, and release. And one more time together on your own. And come back to center. And reach for your balls, your massage balls. Reach for your inner balls. Lord knows we need them. Sorry. And you can keep them toted and just place them behind the center back of your skull as though your skull has an equator. And just south of the equator, hold the balls there. You can point your elbows to the elbows open to the sides. Kind of the hands just bracing either side of each ball to hold it in space, hold it in place. And then gently nod your head yes. And notice if you're in an area of like tenderness there. If not, you could go a little higher or lower. You don't have to be in like the center of tenderness, but you want to be kind of near the edges of the tenderness. These muscles at the center back of the skull, because the neck muscles are weak, these muscles get overly taxed. And they're the small guys, metaphor for life. So you want to give this area some attention, some awareness. Massage these deep core muscles at the center back of the skull. Keep your head and your heart. And then nod your head no a little bit from side to side. Notice if you feel a difference from side to side. And then the next time you nod your head no to the left, pause right there, and on the left side, nod yes. And then when you're ready, nod your head no to the right. And on the right side, nod yes. And when you're ready, come back to center and nod yes. And then very carefully, very gently, remove the balls and let the weight of the head release into the lap of the earth. And just feel as though like the earth itself were cradling your head. The head in easy, perfect, and full alignment with the indwelling light of the heart. And as the indwelling light of the heart radiates from inside out more fully, it fully illuminates the skull, and the skull shines with the splendor of the heart. And the light of the heart radiates through every fiber of your being. Scan your body and see, are there any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make to feel prepared to fully relax? You can add or remove props, add or in for happy baby or wind relieving pose. As best you can, try to keep the head at once heavy and light. at once heavy and light. Take the next few moments to make yourself as comfortable as humanly possible, spreading yourself out on the altar of the earth and making of this self yourself the most humble and wholehearted offering. To let the lap of the earth feel the weight of your being, your value and virtuosity. To let the you that you are, the you that you've always been, the you that you are becoming, be fully held and supported in unconditional grace, in the unconditional support of gravity, where we are all connected. And for the time being, for the next few days, an invitation, an opportunity to examine your own fullness, to feel into the capacity you have for life. The recognition that the fullness, it waxes and wanes. This is our nature. It's how we track time and growth. And the fullness itself grows. That's the practice of yoga. To grow our capacity for fullness. Not that we are always full, but that we're enhancing our capacity for fullness, for life. Bless you. Bless you. Look for the breath. For the time being, let the breath hold your vision. Can you allow the currents of the breath to fully hold the light of awareness? And when the attention on the breath wanes, invite it back to the breath. Invite a deeper breath in, a longer breath out. As you deepen your breath, feel how naturally your breath deepens you. With the eyes still closed and a steady gaze inward, from a clear seat inside the sacred hub of your heart, can you see yourself from the lens of the heart? And from this vantage point, take a moment to ask yourself in your heart of hearts, is there anything in particular that you'd like to feel more fully? Any particular value or virtue? Compassion, courage, kindness, love, patience, stuff like that. Is there any particular virtue in your heart of hearts that you desire to feel more fully? And if so, hold that seed of virtue in your heart of hearts and allow it to open inside of you, like unzipping a file, and become more full. You become more full of the energy of the virtue as we approach the full moon. And as you hold the energy, the sense of that virtue in your heart of hearts, you emanate that quality, that feeling, that tone, that vibe more fully. And this, in and of itself, brings more light, more beauty to those in the world around us. Imagine that. When you're ready, the spirit that you are begins to awaken the body that you have, wiggling toes and fingers, stretching through your arms and your legs. And the body that you have embraces and adorns the spirit that you are, wrapping yourself around yourself, for this is and you are the gift of life, holding all that virtuosity inside. When you're ready, you can gently roll to one side, press through strong arms, make your way into a comfortable seated posture with your eyes closed and your hands joined once again together before your heart in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the indwelling light of the heart, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful and luminous, and a gesture that places this indwelling light before us as a guide and an offering in all we do, in so doing, bringing more light into a time of darkness. As you bow to your heart with all my heart, I bow to every single one of you. I thank you so much for your practice, and I thank you for your presence, and I thank you for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for the time together. Adriana will be here with you next week. I hope you can be here. We'll also be out. I'll be outside on Ray Street Pier. If it's a beautiful day, come join me. I don't even know what time that is. Hopefully my calendar is going to tell me. That's been happening all year. I think it's been going well. And this is the finale. And Mexico, January. Greece, July. No Kings, the 18th. Thanks, everyone.